Welcome to Southsea, a hidden gem on the south coast. Once the pride of the Great British Seaside, with naval history, Victorian grandeur and family holidays by the sea. These days, some say it's run down, overlooked and past its prime. But now, there's a 160 million regeneration project trying to turn it all around. So what's the truth? Take a walk with me and you can decide whether Southsea is making a comeback or has its time already sailed.
Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're on the south coast in Southsea, Portsmouth, which is the UK's only island city, and it's been one of Britain's main naval hubs for over 500 years. Henry VIII built a castle here, Lord Nelson set sail from here before the Battle of Trafalgar, and during World War II, thousands of Allied troops left these shores for D-Day. So let's start our walk and we'll see what's about. This is Southsea Beach. The beach is mainly shingle and stretches for 3 miles all the way from Hot Rocks down by the harbour and up to Eastney up there on your left, which is actually a naturist beach. It's a popular spot to drop your inhibitions and your trousers, so you guys have somewhere to go to hang out as well and enjoy some sun if you're that way inclined. I read prior to coming here that the water quality is that bad that the beach has a brown flag award for the second year in a row, so I recommend you stay out of the water if you're coming down. The council have actually put up warning signs to swimmers of potential sewage discharges. That's South Parade Pier in front of us. Let's go and check it out.
The South Parade Pier stands proudly at the centre of Southsea's 4-mile coastline with incredible views overlooking the Solent. It's been here since the Victorian period, and since then it's been through a lot, having caught fire 3 times, most recently when it was destroyed during the filming of 1974 movie Tommy. It was then rebuilt at a cost of over £500,000. It's been used during the World War to prepare for D-Day landings, and Winston Churchill even addressed large crowds here. These days, it's a mix of the classic British seaside with arcades, a funfair, trendy coffee shops selling incredible cakes, and the poshest fish and chip shop I have ever seen.
Oh, these flowers and these seating are really pretty. Quite a few people enjoying the beach today.
Oh yeah.
This pier is absolutely cracking. You've got a pirate ship in front of us. Sweet factory. It's quite weird walking down here on a pier and not having wooden planks. It's all tarmacked. Pirate blaster. The tokens are £1 each. They do £25 for 25 tokens for free. £35 for 35 tokens and you get 6 free. And you've got the most amazing views over the Solent from here. And it's one of the few piers in the UK where you can actually still fish. There's an even better fare further down the promenade on Clarence Pier, and I'll take you down there shortly. First of all, what we're going to do is we're going to head over to some lesser known beautiful gardens. I'll see you over there. These are the rose gardens. I don't think many tourists know about these. It's lovely and quiet in here. All different types of roses, different colours. It's stunning. It's pretty incredible. It's gorgeous. And just over there I can see a Japanese pagoda, so I believe that must be the Japanese gardens. Let's go take a look. The Japanese garden was built to celebrate the establishment of the sister relationship between Portsmouth and Missouri, Japan in 1998. The name of this garden translates literally as Crane Port Garden, combining elements from the names of the two cities Portsmouth and Mainzuru, which means dancing crane. The garden is a traditional Japanese dry garden, with the summer house offering a series of views covering the length of the garden. Everything has a meaning, even the space in between the objects. You've got an awesome outdoor space here for the kids too. A nice park. One thing I've noticed about Southsea is there's lots of parks and lovely landscape gardens around for the kids and for you to have a kick about or just enjoy a picnic, which lots of people are doing. And just over there is Canoe Lake. Now Canoe Lake is a saltwater lake. It actually connects to the sea, which is just over there. It's known locally as Swan Lake because of the amount of swans that are present on the lake, and that you can also hire a pedal boat for £9 for 20 minutes. There's quite a few coffee shops around here too. Southsea has a beautiful mix of these really old buildings from the Victorian and Edwardian period, coupled with the most modern buildings. It really is a lovely mix of old meets new. And that's the Royal Beach Hotel. Well, it used to be, and then it closed down. I think they might have housed refugees in there for a short period of time, and now it's being modernised and redeveloped into luxury apartments. Now, one thing you'll notice down here, the promenade stretches to 4.5 kilometres, which is approximately 3 miles, or just under 3 miles. And there's parking the whole way down, everywhere. You'll struggle to find parking up here, but further down, and maybe down by the middle, by Southsea Castle, you'll find plenty of parking there, but it is a bit of a walk. This place is huge. These incredible buildings here, guys. So grand. Imagine how opulent they would have been back in the day. That lamppost there, it looks like it's going to fall over. It's proper leaning to the right. Again, look how grand they were. Over there is where the old promenade finishes, and here is where the new promenade, where they've been doing all the regeneration work, starts. And look at this lovely seating here, these benches with the most incredible sea views. A lovely mix of the old with the modern. Fantastic. The water's so lovely and calm, guys. These lights have clearly been repainted as well as part of the regeneration project, because as you go further down near Clarence Pier, they've not been painted yet. On the right hand side here is the Briny, which is a lovely restaurant apparently according to Google. It's one of the top spots to eat in town, if not the very top spot to eat in town. It's got 4.5 stars on Google. You can get all your fresh seafood here. Again, lovely outdoor seating overlooking the sea. You can buy poke bowls here. Oh, got the most amazing seafood smell. It smells wonderful. Let's look what they've got on the menu. They do local sourdough, seaweed butter, beard batter samphire, green olives, crab on toast, roasted cod, half a lobster, lobster thermidor, fish of the day. Looks really decent.
This is Southsea Castle. It was built in 1544 under the personal guidance of King Henry VIII himself. Henry was engaged in conflicts with the French, and there was a real fear of invasion of Portsmouth due to its naval significance. This is where he watched his beloved Mary Rose sink in the Battle of the Solent, which would have cost him £6.5 million in today's money. Imagine watching all that money sink to the bottom of the sea. Now, you can visit the wreckage in Mary Rose Museum in a historic dockyard. The castle itself was armed to the teeth, but was never attacked. These days, the castle is free to enter, where you can tour and learn about the history, and it's also home to a cafe and a restaurant where you can sit outside in the historic courtyard.
How amazing is this? It's the last surviving landing craft for tanks used during D-Day. It would carry up to 10 tanks and 100 men across the channel to Normandy Beach. Guys, I can't even imagine how frightening that must have been for those young guys. The landing craft is part of the D-Day Story Museum, which is the only museum in the UK that is dedicated to the story of that fateful day in June 1944. It'll cost you £17.55 for entrance as an adult. It's absolutely massive. Just over here you got this most amazing vantage point, and you can see all these different types of forts. One of them, I'm not sure which one it was, is Spitbanks Fort, and it used to be a luxury hotel, but it sold in 2024 for over £1 million. In fact, they all sold for £1 million each, I believe, and now they're just sitting there empty. Southsea Common is an awesome green space to walk your dog or have a kick about. And apparently they have an annual music and food festival here called Victorious. It's Southsea's version of Glastonbury, with some of the world's biggest artists performing here. Time Team were also here donkeys years ago to excavate what used to be the site of a medieval hospital for victims of the plague. As you'll notice, there's a lot of building work along the part of the seafront, and that's part of the Southsea Coastal Scheme, which is the biggest sea defence project in the UK, as Southsea has been prone to lots of flooding in the past. After major floods in 2014, this £160 million plan will protect 10,000 homes and should finish in 2028. So if you're down here and you do hear beeping and diggers, that's just Southsea getting future-proofed. Now, I recently visited Hemsby on the Norfolk coast, where coastal erosion is a major issue and people's homes are actually falling into the sea. I'll leave a link for that at the end of this video. Let's go have a look at what works they're doing. So this section actually says it's closed from the 21st of October last year until the summer next year, and you can see that it runs all the way from the Blue Reef Aquarium past the Naval War Memorial and all the way up to Clarence Pier. We're going to check out Clarence Pier in a second. That's supposed to be amazing. I can't wait to see it for myself. Over here shows you just how much work they've put into it. So there's some before and after shots. So you can see here Southsea Castle, and then here you can see just how much work they've put in, all these greens. Absolutely amazing. That's really cool. So much work gone into that. It looks so much better. Look at this, they put a whole new promenade in. Absolutely incredible. Standing proudly on Southsea seafront is the Portsmouth Naval Memorial, a solemn tribute to over 24,000 Royal Navy heroes who lost their lives at sea during the First and Second World Wars, with no known grave but the ocean itself. Portsmouth's strong naval heritage makes this location especially significant. It's not just a memorial, it's a symbol of sacrifice, service and remembrance. About 4 miles across the water over there, you can see the Isle of Wight. Now you can hop on a hovercraft and be there in under 10 minutes. It's the world's only passenger hovercraft service, and it is supposedly the most expensive cost per mile journey you can take in the UK. I would love to do that one day. I've never been to the Isle of Wight and I had no idea it was so close.
Clarence Pier is one of the oldest amusement parks on the south coast, having been built in 1861 originally to ferry people to and from the Isle of Wight. It was bombed by the Germans in the Second World War and then was rebuilt in 1961 and has been entertaining British holidaymakers ever since. The Clarence Pier is really well connected with a bus terminal right outside the front and also a large car park. And just outside the entrance to Clarence Pier is a really cool shop to buy all your beach goods, such as your buckets and spades, your sunglasses and all your Portsmouth merchandise. I'm so excited to finally visit Clarence Pier because this place holds such a special memory from my childhood. For those of you who were around in the 80s and the early 90s, you're going to know Mr. Bean. They filmed a whole episode of Mind the Baby Mr. Bean on this very pier. I remember Mr. Bean riding a roller coaster here and not being remotely bothered, whilst everyone else was screaming their heads off and just generally causing absolute mayhem everywhere he went. I love the episode so much growing up, and it's a bit surreal for me to be here. Let's take a look around and see what's about. The place is completely free to enter, whereas lots of pleasure parks these days charge for access, and the tokens are really reasonably priced as well compared to a lot of places. If you want to go on the rides, you'll pay £1 a token, or you can buy 50 for 50% off, or buy a wristband at 15 quid. This place is pure nostalgia, with a couple of really retro arcades with enough neon lights to host a small rave. It has your typical fairground rides like your carousels if you want to relive your childhoods, a twister ride if you want to see what you had for dinner again, a little Ferris wheel and bumper cars. No fair is complete without breaking your spine on bumper cars. Then you have extras like an awesome log flume and obviously the famous roller coaster ridden by Mr. Bean. There's also a couple of benches if you just want to grab some chips or a drink and sit at the end of the pier whilst your kids burn a hole in your bank balance.
Southsea has really blown my mind. There's such a massive amount to do here, and I know I haven't covered things like hot walls and the docks. I'm going to have to come back and do another video really soon. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. If you enjoy touring Southsea, you can watch some more seaside tours here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.